Okay, Wednesday morning in the kingdom. Yes, Wednesday morning. It used to be beer day, but we're in the new world now. It's now Friday. Oh, well. But we can wait that long. All right, this morning we woke up to minus 30 Celsius, but feels like minus 40. Yes, that's chilly willy. Yes, and on the yo-yo scale, minus 22. Lame ass. But feels like minus 40. Yes, that's better. Unreal. Also, too, we'd like to thank... Yeah, I got it right. Okay. Lee and Marge, your Christmas card and stuff arrived today. Thank you very much. Yes, that was nice. Okay, I'll walk in here and put it down. Ooh, I got talent, eh? All right. Okay, so this morning we got the wood stove going. Let's try a little farther out. Look at those skies. Look at that. So we're not sure what it's going to do today, but it is chilly. But we are in a high pressure system, so the staff can bake her cake. The wood stove is going, no problems. Just toss the wood on top of those hot coals and off it went. Yes, it's going to be a warm day in the shop like yesterday. It got almost too warm in there. But I got it done. I made that lower rad hose pipe or whatever because nothing arrived in the 6 years since I needed one. Yes, you'd think I had Christmas and birthdays and stuff like that. You think a rad hose would come. But oh well, we made one. We got it done. We handled it. Yes, unreal. Plus, the staff was working on her skidoo yesterday by herself, unsupervised, because I don't like working on skidoos. I like things bigger. Yes, I hate working on small little things. Yes, I like my women full-figured too. Yes, oops, did I say that? Unreal. Also, too, Sir Rodney was able to take a normal light bulb thingy for a skidoo, which cost a lot of money at the dealership, and change it over to what he had in stock, because light bulbs are common, dime a dozen, and Sir Rodney's price is 3 times less than the dealership. Yes, that's how they make money, is just soak you when you buy a skidoo and then go back for parts and more parts and more parts. Yes, we had lots of skidoos up here in the kingdom, and I just about went broke. It was like having 7 wives. Yes, all I did was toss money at them. And for what? Nothing. And then they disappeared. Yes, they disappeared. Yes. All right. Let's see if we can walk into the hose shack here. All right. We'll see how bad the frost is on the door. Ooh. Okay, down at the bottom of the door, there should be frost. Look at that. It's not that bad because there's no frost at the top of the door. So those people making videos at minus 74 below and have no frost on the door, I call false. Yes, it's all fake like my marriage. All right, I better go. Here comes the boss. Okay, the wood stove's burning nice. It is chilly willy out there. See, we got the bottom rad hose pipe right there, drying by the wood stove. We're baking the paint on, yes. And over here, it's chilly in this part of the shop because I've opened the curtains and there's no heat in here until the wood stove brings it up. So we'll be working at the front of the shop where it's warm. So today's project is to get the front of this cat done or whatever, so we can start, assembling the rad and stuff like that. So we got to get the lower rad tank finished, which is on the workbench. We'll walk over there now. Okay, I didn't record walking over here because my lips aren't working, so who says my feet are going to work too? All right, so we're going to use the Hobart Handler 100 right here. Okay, so we'll be cranking the heat up, and we're going to go after these broken bolts on the rad. Yes, so we have 4 of them, and we're going to put the 1/4-inch washer on, hammer it on, weld it, beat it, I don't know, get it to stick, and hopefully get these broken bolts out. So there's only 4, so we hope this works out well. Have this done before lunch, and then chase all the bolt holes out with a tap, get it prepped and ready to go back on the cat. And then when we get the PTO or hydraulic pump shaft figured out and bolted on, this can go on, and then we can start building the rad or reassembling the rad. Okay, that did not end well. We got 1 out of 4, so that's the well, that's 1. It's the main thing, 1. Okay, all we were doing was breaking the bolt off a little farther down. This is the one we welded on and it came out, so that tells you how far these bolts go in. And you can see we weld them with the washer and then put the nut on. And the whole idea of doing that is to get more heat into it. But we're just breaking the tops off. Like this one here never got any penetration. So that's what we got. So now we got flush bolts. So now we drill them and chase them out that way and tap them. Oh well, we tried. Okay, that did not take long to get this one out, okay? So what I did is take your drill bit, your 5/16, because that's a 5/16 bolt, and drill down. That will center it. That'll give you a center point. And then you start with your small one and chase it because you won't be centered, okay? So you can push this way, that way, every which way. And then a 1/4 inch, drill down and chase it and hit drill through and you'll see that it'll come out, okay? So you just hit reverse and it comes out. So that's how do you say we do easy outs or reverse taps or whatever, okay? But now we can do the other two and then chase these holes out with a tap and then everything is good because we have to do all the holes on this rad to make sure it's perfect. Okay, lunchtime in the kingdom, and we always set our goals. Yes, we wanted these 4 bolts out before we could go for lunch, so we had to do it and get it done. So the problem we had was trying to drill some of these holes. As you can see, when we welded them, they were breaking off or shearing off. We had troubles drilling them, so we had to get out the Lloyd's metal cutting orbit or whatever. And that's one thing nice about Sir Rodney. You ask him to send us stuff. He sends what the shop at Westrans uses. So the boys in the back are using this, and it's good quality stuff. So we can use it here. So I had to use it to get these bolts drilled. Like some of these wouldn't even go through. I put that lube on and then it started drilling. So I'm pretty impressed. And these are brand new bits that I got here. So it's not that I've attempted to sharpen them or anything like that. So now I've chased them out with the tapered tap because I had drilled them out and everything. We were close. So after lunch, I'll change over to my bottoming taps here and then put them on the drill and chase all these out. And then it's good to go. We can install this and then figure out the pump shaft length. Yes, the pump shaft length. That'll be just one cut and a couple of welds and we should have it long enough.
What's up everybody? Sir Rodney live at Westrans. We are on lunch break out here. I just wanted to show you guys a couple of things. You'll see in Joey's video today he's using a lube to drill out some holes, or cutting lube. This is the stuff here. No name brand on it because we don't want the guys in the shop to know what it is because they'll use more of it and it's very expensive. Joey has the Lloyd stuff that's top of the line. So that's what we give them, just an empty bottle. And we fill it up in the parts department so they don't know what we're using. I also want to show you guys this thing here. Bear with me while I walk over to my driveline department. I realize in my industry, when you're broken down on the road, you got to do what you got to do to get going. I want to see this. I've seen a lot of things in my time. This just came in. Regular looking drive shaft that's broken and worn out. What in the redneck heck is that? Somebody had zip tied a wrench onto the tubing because it was vibrating and they're trying to fix it. Meanwhile, the splines are what gets worn out. These splines go into that hole and they slide back and forth, and over time it just gets loppy. Don't do that, please. Had to show you guys that. Keep watching. Talk to you later. Also too, in case you didn't know and you want to know, or you don't want to know, I'm going to show you anyways. It has a full line of all sorts of lubricants. Alumabrite, Mothers, Armor All. And then we get into the good stuff, the Clean Flow, the Castrol. In the trucking industry, the Howes. But now we're also stocking this product, Klondike Grease, which is made in Canada. That's why I like it. That's why I support it. Not that there's anything wrong with anything made in China, but I like to support the stuff made locally. All right. Talk to you guys later.
Loonies, toonies, any kind of money. Wednesday morning in WHO-ville, and it's just after 9 a.m. and as you can see, we have a sunrise coming up, but it's hiding behind the clouds. It is pretty chilly out here this morning. I'm glad I got the wood stove going. I've actually had it going all night long. The street lights are still on too. With these clouds rolling in, it might actually snow some more today. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs out, make breakfast. I'm not sure what we'll be doing in the kingdom, but I guess I'll find out this afternoon. Just after 9:30 a.m. and as you can see, the clouds are slowly moving away. Not much of a sunrise this morning though. I kind of missed it because of the clouds. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs back in and start some laundry. It is pretty cold out today, so it could be another shop day, but I guess I'll find out later. Almost 2 o'clock, and I'm just getting the skidoo out. As you can hear in the background, it's warming up at the moment. Then I'll go up and do mail and head on over to the kingdom. I gotta go grab a few jugs of oil and stuff for him from one of the trailers and bring it up to the shop. And it's way too cold to do anything, so it'll be a shop day again. Made it to the kingdom. There was nothing in the mail, so that's pretty good. And it looks like I have to go over to trailer number 2 here where the door is open and go grab some stuff and drag it down to the shop for my dad. And then we can go see what he's up to. Over at trailer number 2, it looks like my dad has 2 boxes of antifreeze, and we have a pail over here as well. So now we'll put this all onto a skidoo and drag it up to the shop. I wasn't going to bring my toboggan just for 3 items, so we're just going to stack it on the front and maybe on the sides here, but I'll make it work so it doesn't have to go too far, just across the yard here over to the shop. Got the skidoo loaded up. Hopefully nothing falls off when I drive up to the shop. I also have to change out the lock as well because it is pretty frozen. Not sure if the phone will let me focus in here, but as you can see, it's all frozen on the bottom there, so I can't lock it. I'll show you. It does not lock. It just opened right back up, and it's even frozen in there as well. So we'll take this up to the shop and it can thaw out, and then when I leave the kingdom here right away, I'll put a fresh new lock on it. 2:30 and I just finished dragging everything into the shop. Nothing fell off, so that's pretty good. My dad's just busy in there working on the cats, so he asked me to fill out the wheelbarrow and the wagon for him, and that's the only thing left on my list to do, so let's do that. Just finished putting the wood back at the shop. My dad will drag it in when he needs it. He said that's it for today, so I grabbed a fresh lock out of the warm shop, and I'm going to put it on the trailer number 2 here. As you can hear from my feet, it is pretty cold out here. I also grabbed my dog treats, and we have some water jugs to fill tomorrow because I do work tomorrow all day. 3 o'clock and I'm just finishing up now. I can head back into WHO-ville and go check on my fire, maybe add a couple more logs. I'll do a video once I get over there, and I can also let the dogs out, but they won't be out long because it is pretty cold, so let's get going. Just after 3 p.m. and it's coffee time. I made back from the kingdom, no problem. It sure is cold out here today. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs out, go downstairs and check on the fire. Just came down to check the wood stove. I did add some wood to it when I first got home, so let's see how it's doing. Looks like it's burning pretty good. I even got the damper open and everything, but with the low pressure system still, it's not wanting to burn too much. Now we'll go upstairs and let the dogs back in because I can hear them crying. 4:30 and this is the temperature we're sitting at today. It's negative 27 degrees Celsius, which is negative 16 degrees Fahrenheit. We even have the feels like on the bottom. It has been pretty chilly out here today. The sun is slowly going down. We have a bit of a sunset. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs back in because they've been out for a couple minutes now and I can hear them crying, and I'm going to edit my videos and end my day.
Okay, after lunch I was outside for an hour gathering parts and pieces, plus I was using a chop saw. So it's so cold out there. These cords are Viagra cords. Like, you can't roll them up, it'll crack the insulation or the coating on the outside, so I have to bring everything in to let it warm up, and then I can roll up the cords. And we thank Rex from California. See, Rex from California retired, so he sent me all his goodies from his shop and stuff. And the thing is he could have had a yard sale, got a couple bucks here and there, but his items that he's selling, his items he sent us at Christmas and then in September is actually gifting us to get these projects finished and completed, because money's tight right now and I can't afford to buy chop saw blades or anything like that. So I'm using the California blades to finish this project here, because this project's been 20 years in the making, and I'm hoping that the curse of reverse gets up and running, drives out the door more than 5 feet before it breaks down. So we're hoping for 10 or 15 feet will be the ultimate goal, and then I'll be pleased. Okay, I got the bottom rad tank ready to go. I chased out all those holes. Everything's buffed, smooth, and clean and ready to go. And then according to this and the paint markers, that's the way the coupler shaft collar thingy-bob lines up. But as you can see, I had to weld some ears on it to get the puller to pull it off. And I did cut the shaft of the pump there, so it's ready to be lengthened once we know the measurement. Yes, the magic measurement. Okay, coffee time in the kingdom, and that wood stove's putting out some nice heat. It's turned right down, and that's the way it should be. All right, so over here we got the bottom rad tank mounted, and we got the coupler onto the motor where we cut it. So we stick this in here, and we come up with a magic number of 9.5. Oops, there we go. See it? Can you see it? Well, that's up here. This is for demonstration purposes only. All right, so now we walk over here carefully, put this against here, and see, we're a little short, just like in the bedroom. Okay, but this is the original coupler system that IH used, and then we kind of booger welded it onto the hydraulic pump from the mine, because these cats came with a low pressure, high volume or something hydraulic system. We've switched it around to the normal thing where it's low volume, higher pressure, I think it's called. I don't know. I don't memorize that stuff. I remember bra sizes. So we're going to extend this here. I marked it before I took it apart, but there seems to be a groove or something, a natural casting or something in there. And these teeth are half worn out. I don't know if we can get the light to show. So whatever I do in booger welding or off balancing it, I think we'll be okay with enough grease, enough slop. Oh, I can't even put that on there. Oh, there we go. I got talent. So I think we'll be okay and good. Just keep pumping the grease to it, and it should last another 80 years. All right, let's go have some coffee with some vodka. Yes, titty vodka. Okay, after coffee in the kingdom, we're going to use the buzz box over there, and we make sure the air compressor is off, and I check the heat to the house, and we're not drawing much current right now. So when we're using the buzz box, right now, with everything being electric baseboard heat, we have to watch that we're not really using it too much, because we can overload the power panel here. So that's the joys of living in wilderness Alaska. I mean, living remote in wilderness Alaska, but in northern Manitoba, we have to watch what we do on a high power usage day. All right, so I'm quite confident. If not, I can run to the house, shut the breakers off for the heaters, and then I can do the welding. All right, so what we did, okay, what IH does, grease nipple on this side greases this coupler, grease nipple on this side greases that coupler. So this tube was right full of grease, so we cleaned it out and we put it on here. All right, so we're going to dispose of that properly in the wood stove. Okay, so I can just feel the heat off of that right now. Less Nessman. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're lining up the lines, and I put a center punch in the lines in case the lines got missing. My problem right now is the coupler is 80 years old or whatever it is, and it's well worn. So I'm going to the good part. Okay, see down in here? I don't know if we can see that. Can you see that? It's kind of missing a bit because that's worn. So what I'm doing is trying to build a shaft that'll go to the good parts of the material or the couplers. Okay, so we're using the Machinist V. Okay, this is just an angle iron buff clean, and we put it in here. That shaft is a tight fit. Okay, so I'll change hands here. So then we'll weld it and rotate it, and it should keep it straight. But also too, it really doesn't matter. So too, when I did the spinning there, you can tell that the chop saw did not cut it straight. Like, we're not going to stand outside at 40 freaking below trying to get a chop saw to cut straight, because one, it's not going to cut straight. Two, it'll never cut straight. And three, it's pointless. The straightness now is right here. Okay, this is where I have to have the right amount of vodka and weld it and make sure it's straight. So if it starts to bend and bow, we weld on the other side to bring it back around, and then we'll get it corrected. All right, so let's get the welding going. First, I got to run to the house and shut the breakers off for the heaters. Okay, doing a test fit before we do any more welding, and it works out good. All right, it's the right length and everything, and I kind of made it right so I'm on the good part of the teeth, not the bad part where it's been worn for how many years. So I think this will work out good. I did a series of tacks. Now I can do a full weld, get this thing together, because I want to maybe put the rad together tonight while it's still fresh in my memory. Okay, that did not take long. Once I was done the buzz box over here, I went to the house and turned the heaters back on, because I wouldn't want to be in the house chilly tonight, and then it would cost more to bring the heat back up in the house. We got the shaft done. It turned out really well. We just did the one weld under it over each thing because it's just turning a hydraulic pump. It shouldn't lock up or give us problems. Plus, I balanced it just like the customers of Sir Rodney, how they bring them in. That should work good. Yeah, right. Okay, 5 o'clock and we got the hydraulic pump on. Now we got to check to make sure there's oil in the tank. Okay, so now with the pump hooked up and oil in the tank, and then we put oil in the motor, we can actually crank it over, because before we couldn't do anything. So that turned out pretty good. We're very pleased. Yes, that looks good. So now to bust our tushy and get this rad assembled so it can dry overnight. Yes, by the wood stove. Okay, 6:30 at night and we're still going. We had to take time out to put oil in the hydraulic tank over here. And then while we did it, we put the oil in the engine. Yes, we put the plug in the bottom. We put a new oil filter and everything in there. Cleaned it up. I don't know if we can see it. Of course, the gasket kit doesn't come with the O-ring, which is normal. We popped the spark plugs out and we popped the valve cover off and poured oil that way down. So then we can rotate the motor now, because we got the fan belt on and they got lots of clearance here. I don't know if we can see it. And I make sure that that alternator belt is on at all times because we can't risk it, okay? Because that's hard to get in there. And we run one belt for all cats. So it's one belt. So we make the alternator fit the belt, the bracketry and stuff like that we have to build. So we'll be going above this spark plug here to the bolts here. And we'll just hang it down upside down because they work in any position, okay? And the lower pipe turned out really well, and the pump is working out pretty good. I think this pump leaks or something, I'm not sure, but I'm not too worried as long as I got this end to the motor really good, because it's nothing to change it out if this pump malfunctions. I can't really remember. This cat really didn't like going for a swim, and yet the famous black cat's been swimming 18 times and there's been no drama. But we took this cat swimming once and it's never forgiven us. All right, but the wood stove is putting out some nice heat over here, so it must be clear and cold outside. All right, let's keep going and get this radiator assembled, because we want this thing drying overnight, and then when tomorrow we're getting closer and closer. Okay, 7:30 and this rad cleaned up pretty quick because I had it apart at some point in my life. I don't know why or what, but there's orange silicone everywhere. I think I should have been changing the silicone. So every 10 years or whatever, change to blue, change to green, change to yellow. Then I would have a timeline. All right, let's go check the other rad parts. Okay, we got all the parts clean, buffed, everything. The bolts are all buffed and ready to go. We got lots of never sees. We got the silicone or gasket goo. We are ready to go. So let's get this radiator into place, and then it can dry overnight beside the wood stove. And then tomorrow we might be getting closer to putting antifreeze in to go for a test drive. Oh wait, we got to put the hydraulic cylinders on to lift the blade. Just a minor detail, but we're getting closer day by day. Okay, just about 9 o'clock and we did it. The rod is on. It's all done nice. It all fit together perfect. The bolts were clean. Everything was clean as if I'm a professional. Oh wait, we just did this on Kijiji. So we're well practiced. All right, we got the thermostat housing on plus the rad hose. This is going good. All right, let's go check on the flags. Okay, it's chilly out here. I'll have to check the Kingdom Weather Station. Yes, we're a country of our own with gated community down by the tracks. We'll check the weather, but it's chilly willy. Stock the wood stove. The dogs are barking at something. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a Sasquatch, Bigfoot, or whatever is that guy's name. All right, look at the flags. They're in their natural state of being limp. All right, let's go walk the dogs, make a video, drink some beer, and we'll talk to you later.